Hi everybody, hello, good morning, bonjour, bonjour. It's piss pouring down rain out there, so I've come in here. I'm in the public toilet actually in Slima, and just a quick couple of words about my most recent posts. I've been asked this a lot, how do you deal with harassment? And I've posted this actually yesterday. Guys, you need to see negative things in a positive light, and I'm pretty sure I've said this time and time again. When something happens and it appears to be a negative thing, try and make light of it. Try and see the positive things that come out of that. You know, sometimes you have to laugh at yourself and make fun of yourself for the sake of a smile, and you know, when you start laughing, even if it's bullshit to begin with, it ends up becoming very real because you release a lot of endorphins, you know. And anyway, last night this man, you know, had this gorgeous dog. I posted this, so I'm going to be as brief as practically possible. And you know, he saw me coming. Anyway, I put my bags down next to him. He obviously didn't want these old torn bags and stained clothes, you know, next to him that I was wearing. So and I'm not going to mention the coffee shop. The owners of this coffee shop are very, very good to me, but it wasn't Slima. And I put my bag down next to him, but outside the coffee shop. So I was just outside the gate, however, within his view. I don't know what his problem was. It certainly wasn't a problem I was having. It was a problem he was having, and I suppose maybe projecting that on me. Anyway, he had this dog, and as soon as I put my bags down, he started stirring the dog up. At first I thought he was just playing with the dog, but then I realised he was stirring up the dog with intention. And as soon as the dog started barking, he was giving the dog a treat. He was being quite, you know, cheeky about it, trying to make out like he was just training the animal, but that's not how you train an animal to be quiet, which is what he was claiming. You know, I mean, you don't stir the dog up and then as soon as they go crazy you give them a treat and then you say be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, because you do that to the dog's face, they're going to bark back. So his behaviour was, you know, inconsistent as well. Anyway, so I made this joke, you know. I walked past him and I said to him, now the owners of this coffee shop are very good to me, but since he picked it with me, I think I have a right to stand up for myself as it is anybody else's. And I just, from outside the gate, I just said, that's not how you train an animal. What kind of dog training is that, you know? And he said something that I didn't hear over the dog's bark. And then I made a joke about how I'm almost famous, about to publish a book, well, as soon as I get a laptop. And, you know, that these are all my fans, of course, who can't wait for a copy of my book, and this is perhaps a way of letting everybody know that I have arrived. And I was like, next time roll out the red carpet, you know, you don't have to go through so much trouble. Anyway, I was so amused with my own joke. I actually posted it, but it was so funny, I couldn't stop laughing. And then I kind of left it at that. Guys, this is a message about harassment. I had harassment in the morning as well from a different person. And this was even more interesting. You know, I was watching the sunrise, bothering absolutely nobody, as I do in the mornings prior to praying the rosary. I suppose it's a way of thanking God for another day and that I have my health and everything else that He's given me in my life. Because even though at the moment I'm not physically a part of my children's life, I still had the opportunity to give birth and experience that unconditional love that you only get from children and animals and some men. Depending how lucky you are in finding the right one. You know, there's a lot of wrong ones out there that claim to be the right ones, but this is, I suppose, you know, part of life. Anyway, so this unconditional love you get from children and animals, which is why most people love them, is priceless, you know. And despite this, I still have to thank God that I had that opportunity, because the feeling I get in my heart when I remember my children and the animals that I've had that I loved so much is enough to set my day off in the right direction. So I was sitting there contemplating all my blessings, and you know, what I'm experiencing at the moment is temporary inconveniences. That's all it is. I will win. And when I do, you will not get me back down. Ever. Nobody will. Not talking to you personally, but as in you, using the word collectively. So to cut a long story short, this man thought he'd come and try to grab my attention by way of harassment. And you have to really understand where I was. I was in a pocket of Sliema, using the park benches, watching the sunrise, that nobody would even go there. Especially at that time of the morning, because it's a dead end. So even joggers, you know, they don't go there because it's an inconvenience. One, to go in and out of that little pocket where I was sitting, you have to do several U-turns and it's a dead end. So it's not a place where people go jogging because it's an inconsistent route. And I've never ever, in the 4.5 years I've been here, ever seen joggers there. And I've been outside nearly 24/7 for 2.5 years. Actually, I shouldn't say nearly. I have been outside for 24/7 for 2.5 years. But this was amazing. And I was watching the sun, and just to block my view, he was jogging past me like this. And you have to understand as well the distance between the bench and the fence that I was looking over to watch that gorgeous sunrise and the coloured pastels filling the sky. You know, there wasn't a lot of distance between my feet and the fence. So for him to jog in front of me, not only did he go out of his way, he was almost brushing past me. And, you know, I thought, I know exactly how to take this. But at the time I was looking at, I had the touchpad in my hand, open, ready to take a picture. And prior to having the camera open on the touchpad, on the Lenovo touchpad, I had the front cover of my old Buddhist teacher's book, Ajahn Brahm, and it said, "Who ordered this load of dung?" That's what it said on the front of the book. And the funniest thing, I did post this, guys, yesterday. The funniest thing was, as this man was going up and back like this, practically brushing past me, because, you know, they all love me. I mean, when you're the best, darling, you know, everyone wants a piece of you. That's what happens to champions like me. So I have to accept that grace, you know. It's a bit like being a celebrity, you know. Everybody wants a piece of you. Sometimes you have to just allow them in your face, because it's their way of having 5 minutes, you know, of your wonderful time, you know. So anyway, this was it ended up being a joke, because I looked at the touchpad, and as I looked at the touchpad, this front cover of the book that said, "Who ordered this load of dung?" you know, was there. So I kind of, instead of, for a split second there, I pictured this man being this load of dung, and I was thinking to myself, who ordered him? And I started laughing, and he actually took offence. So that tells me that his intention was not in the right place. Because I've joked like this before with people in good faith, and they've joked back, and that tells me exactly where their intentions are. So I'm very good with perception, you know. And anyway, he was going past, and then as soon as I started laughing, he took so much, he took offence, you know, that he just quickly did a U-turn and went. I mean, and he wasn't even purposely jogging, because as soon as he hit the corner, you know, he lost his kind of will to jog. Guys, this was so funny. Look, what I normally do is I record these kind of erratic people, or I should say people who are behaving erratically, because I believe there's no such thing as a bad person. There's only bad behaviour, and a lot of us are capable of bad behaviours. Anyhow, but when I record them, like that dog incident yesterday, it turned out to be quite funny. I did record it, so if anyone challenges me, I can prove that it wasn't a made-up theory or some paranoid fix, like a lot of people out there like to, you know, place blame on. Anyway, it's really funny. I get a lot of this. People are like, oh, you know, perhaps you're paranoid, and then I show them the video evidence, and they're like, oh, you're right. Yeah, I'm right, you know. Funny, if that was you behaving the same way without the video evidence, would everyone be the first to call you paranoid? Like, it's just funny. You know, sometimes, you know, someone will circulate something that isn't quite true and it sticks, and you just have to get past that. You have to see them as a blessing, because they are making you stronger. And I've said this before, resilience is really important, and so is a healthy self-esteem. So anyone calls you anything, just say thank you. Thanks a lot. You know, one day you're all going to be telling people how you met me. That's how you respond to that. So guys, anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I've posted this because, you know, I'm practicing getting good with the camera. So I really need to post as much as practically possible. And I've got lots of battery life this morning. Thanks for watching. Any questions, shoot them through via my Chatterbox Press website. You can actually Google Chatterbox Press, being one word, ChatterboxPress, that's one word. Google that, go to the contacts page and shoot through any questions you like, and be patient with my response. It is based on how much internet access I can get. I mean, Wi-Fi is excellent, but it depends on battery life. So bear in mind, everybody, I do need to ask people for power usage. Now, there's one in this toilet I've been using, and so far no one has said anything. It is a public access toilet, so we'll see how we go with this. And I also use the PowerPoint in the morning, because I'm up half the night using the battery life on my Lenovo touchpad, night watching for Cuba Cafe in Sliema most nights. And so in the morning I don't always have battery life. Anyhow, I go to Il Vecchia restaurant here. I thought it was St. Julian's, but it's actually right at the tail end of Sliema, next to Baluta Bay. And I stay there till about 11 or 12 in the mornings, most mornings. One, waiting for the staff to come in to collect bread, and two, the other reason is because while I'm there I do a bit of studying, and I've got my Lenovo touchpad that I love so much plugged in, charging. So I'm doing the best I can to keep this up so I can respond to you all, and I am getting a lot of emails, and it's you know, it's quite nice. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Any questions, shoot them through. Love to hear from you. Have a great day, everyone, and ciao for now. Thanks for watching.